LawSikho's thorough newspaper analysis for 16th of February 2024. Now, let us start with the today's agenda of the day, where we'll be talking about the editorial section on what grounds RBI EC objected to electoral bond scheme, which we have taken from the Indian Express. And then, as per our schedule, we'll be discussing about some interesting news update, and lastly, the legal news update of the day. Now, let us start with the context of this particular editorial, where we'll be talking about at the time it was being conceived, the electoral bond scheme faced stiff challenges from two key institutions. One was the Reserve Bank of India, and next, the Election Commission of India. While both had differing concerns, prevention of money laundering was a common ground. Now, what were the RBI objections? There were multiple rounds of discussion between RBI and the Finance Ministry on electoral bonds. In January 27, the RBI first objected to the proposal to enable other banks to issue electoral bearer bonds for donation to political party before the Finance Act. So what they wanted that not only SBI but other banks should also issue the electoral bonds. The RBI had three main arguments, such as amendment would enable multiple non-sovereign entities to issue bearer instrument. The RBI had argued that this proposal to allow any other banks to issue electoral bonds militated against RBI's sole authority for issuing bearer instrument, which has the potential of becoming currency. Now, RBI was of opinion that if such EBs are issued in sizable quantity, they can undermine the faith in banknotes issued by the Central Bank. This would impact the principles of Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. The RBI was of opinion that the intention of introducing electoral bonds, that the electoral contributions be paid out of tax-paid money, can be accomplished by check, demand draft, and electronic and digital payment. There is no special need for introducing a new bearer bond in the form of electoral bonds. As the discussion continued, the RBI persisted with its view that it should be the only authority to issue such bonds. In September 27, when it was presented with a draft scheme, the RBI stated that permitting a commercial bank to issue bond would have an adverse impact on public perception about the scheme, as also about the credibility of India's financial system in general and the central bank in particular. Now, what Election Commission of India said objected against the electoral bonds would have a serious impact on transparency of political finance, funding of political party. In May 2017, the ECI wrote the Ministry of Law and Justice about the amendment to the IT Act, the Representation of People Act, and the Companies Act introduced by the Finance Act. Further, referring to the deletion of the provision in the Companies Act requiring companies to disclose particular of the amount contributed to specific political party, the ECI had recommended that companies contributing to political party must declare party-wise contribution in the profit and loss account to maintain transparency in the financial funding of political party. The ECI had also recommended that the earlier provision prescribing a cap on corporate funding be reintroduced because unlimited corporate funding would increase the use of black money for political funding through shell companies. So these were the two major institutions which objected against the electoral bond that were issued, and that the Supreme Court struck down it as unconstitutional yesterday, and we had a detailed editorial about it. So please look into that editorial if you want to understand the details of electoral bonds that were struck down by the Honorable Supreme Court. Now, coming up to the national news, India-Poland signed pact for issuing summons, search warrant, taking evidence of witnesses. India has signed an agreement with Poland for issuing summons, search warrant to any person or taking the evidence of witnesses residing in either country in relation to criminal matters. Now, in the case where a court in India execute any summon or search warrant received from a court, judge or magistrate in the government to the Republic of Poland, the document or things produced or things found in the search shall be forwarded to the court issuing a summon or search warrant. Now, CIAL, that is Cochin International Airport Limited, announces agreement with BPCL, that is Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, to set up first green hydrogen plant at Cochin Airport. So both the organizations have signed a memorandum of understanding for set up a green hydrogen plant in the premises of Cochin Airport. This collaborative effort will result in the world's first green hydrogen plant and fueling station located within an airport setting. This collaborative effort will result in the world's first green hydrogen plant and fueling station located within an airport setting. SWATI, SWATI portal launched for women in science aimed to address gender gap. A single online portal on Indian women in science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and medicine was launched, which could help in policy making to address the challenges of gender gap in sciences. The Science for Women, a technology and innovation that is a full form of SWATI, is a complete interactive database, and it is first of its kind, which is developed, hosted, and maintained by the National Institute of Plant Genome Research. Now, the event was organized with a view to focusing on the importance of science for women and women in science. Maharashtra Assembly Speaker declares Ajit Pawar faction as real NCP. Maharashtra Assembly Speaker Rahul Navekar has declared that Ajit Pawar led fiction is a real NCP. Navekar also dismissed disqualification petition filed against MLA by both NCP faction. 250 specially able children of Jammu Kashmir visit Delhi. Now, the Ministry of Home Affairs and Government of Jammu and Kashmir has been conducting youth exchange program with the objective to give an exposure of the social and cultural diversity of our country to the youth and children of Jammu and Kashmir. The 250 specially able children, out of which 62 are girls and 180 are boys in the age group of 6 to 18 years, visited Agra and Delhi. Under the initiative of Watan Ko Jano, children of terrorism affected families and of weaker section of society in Jammu Kashmir, identified by Jammu and Kashmir Rehabilitation Council, are taken for an exposure trip. Former Indian cricket team captain Dattajirao Gaekwad passes away. Former Indian cricket captain Dattajirao Gaekwad passed away at his residence in Baroda and he was 95 years old. Gaekwad played 11 tests for India, amazing 350 runs. Gaekwad, who made his debut in 1952, went on to skipper the Indian side during the tour of England in 1959. Gaekwad was a star for Baroda in the Ranji Trophy, where he played from 1947 to 1961. World Anthropology Day. What is the history and importance of this day? Let us understand. World Anthropology Day is a festival of study of mankind, its culture, diversity, and social intricacies. The day is observed every year on the third Thursday of February. Is being celebrated today, that is February 15th. Now, the foundation can be tracked back to the establishment of American Anthropological Association in 1902. World Anthropology Day was established in 2015 by the American Anthropological Association, and the word anthropology is taken from the Greek word anthropology, meaning human behavior. What is anthropology? Anthropology is the scientific study of people, their way of behaving, and their social nature. Now, India wins 9th Government Tech Award at World Government Summit in Dubai. India has secured the prestigious 9th Government Tech Prize for its pioneer endeavors in AI-powered government services at the World Government Summit 2024. India won under the category of AI-powered government services. The United Arab Emirates, as simply the Emirate, is a country in West Asia in the Middle East. The capital is Abu Dhabi. Currency is United Arab Emirates Dirham. Prime Minister is Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, and President is Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. So this is all about India wins 9 Government Tech Award at World Government Summit, which is happening in Dubai. Dubai aims to launch world first air taxi service by 2026. So at the World Government Summit 2024, Dubai has unveiled groundbreaking agreement to introduce the world inaugural air taxi service, setting a new standard in urban transportation. The initiative is centered around the innovative Joby Aviation S4 aircraft. Along the air taxi initiative, the UAE has inked crucial agreement at the World Government Summit 2024, focusing on investment encouragement, taxation, and international cooperation. Signed agreements with Kuwait, Bahrain, and Egypt aimed at fostering investment protection and avoiding double taxation. Apple iMessage, Microsoft Bing exempted from EU tech rules. So Apple iMessage and Microsoft Bing search engine are exempted from the new EU tech rules. The new Digital Market Act takes effect in 3 weeks' time. The companies are prohibited from favoring their services. Following a 5-month investigation, the European Commission found that iMessage, Bing, Edge, and Microsoft Advertising did not qualify as a gatekeeper services. Now, coming up to the legal update of the day, where the Supreme Court has reiterated a well established position of law under Section 34 of the SRA, a suit for declaration of title without seeking recovery of possession is not maintainable when plaintiff is not in possession. So, in this regard, the court has also stretched that a plaint could be amended at any stage, even at the second appellate stage. Now, the provision talks about the discretion of the court for the declaration of status or right. However, it is imperative to note that the proviso that no court shall make any such declaration where the plaintiff being able to seek further relief than a mere declaration of title omits to do so. And the case name is Asantha versus Rajalakshmi at the rate Rajam dead through LRs. Thank now, again, the next legal update, Supreme Court delivered a historic judgment holding that anonymous electoral bonds violate the right to information under Article 19(1)(a) of the Constitution. While holding this, the Constitution bench also upheld the voters' right to information about funding to a political party. Now, what the court has said, the information about funding to a political party is essential for a voter to exercise their freedom to vote in an effective manner. The electoral bond scheme and the impugned provision, to the extent that they infringe upon the right to information of the voter by anonymizing contribution through electoral bonds, are violative of Article 19(1)(a), the court added. And the case name is Association for Democratic Reforms versus Union of India and others. Now, guys, if you want to revise your previous TNA, then do attempt the quiz link that is mentioned in the description of this particular video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself.